I started my company, Gretz Consulting Group, under a different name, but the same company, in 1988. In that time, my partners and I have worked with over 100 CEOs of small to Fortune 100 companies. Their senior executives, their board members, managers, and their salespeople. We've trained, coached, or mentored over 30,000 people and helped them to go on to a more productive and effective life. The reason Dick put this program together is that we want to help you succeed. It's that simple. Any of you noticed the economy lately? How exciting it's been, how rip-roaring it's been for the last 4 years? The fantastic level of job expansion. The way we've cleverly reduced the percentage of unemployment by simply not counting all of those who gave up. The true unemployment rate nationally is well over 15%, not 7.8. For college graduates, it's well over 25%. As you can imagine, I like to bring a little sunshine wherever I go. Let me ask you, I'm going to ask for a show of hands here, just so I've got an idea of my demographic. Have any of you already graduated? Not the teachers, we already know. Okay. Going to graduate at the end of this year. Okay. I would really encourage this group attend all of these sessions. You're going to get some great stuff. The next speaker, Jeff Peden. Jeff's a piece of work. He's this tall, and you will enjoy the heck out of his chatting, out of what he has to share with you about how to build relationships. And when you think about it, all success, like all leadership, is based on relationships. Does that make sense, by the way? I mean, think about it. You're an employee. Your relationship with your peers and your bosses is going to be key to your succeeding at all. Not to mention your customers or your patients or whatever, depending on what you're doing. You want a successful marriage? Relationships are really important. Only one marital one, and then however many children you choose to have. But again, relationships. Think of your friends. Relationships again. Jeff is going to go over that. Bill Jerome, an expert in personal branding, is going to be Jeff's the 30th. Next Wednesday, the following week on the 6th, is Bill Jerome. You all have a personal brand, you know that, right? Is there anybody here that doesn't realize that you have a personal brand? Do you know what a personal brand is? That's how the world perceives you, okay? Does everybody here have a Facebook page? You have a personal brand. Some of you are going to be looking for jobs. What pictures do you have there? Are you sure you want a potential employer seeing those pictures? What pictures of you doing what kind of silliness are on your friends' Facebook pages? He'll talk about that and the need to go back and review what's out there, from your comments that you posted to the pictures to what have you, and cleaning that up, because your potential employer is going to check it out. He'll talk about how to build the kind of personal brand when a potential employer sees it. He says, oh yes, we want to talk to this person. We already talked about Dick Wilson on the 13th. I'm coming to that one. And I've known Dick for 5 years. When you get to be our age, sometimes it's hard to remember, but I met him January of 2008, so I know it's 5 now. Cause-Directed Living by Greg Belsley. I think you're going to find this fascinating. Greg was a very successful attorney for his entire career, and suddenly realized that it didn't matter how much wealth he was making, it wasn't fulfilling him. Now his life is cause-directed, and he is completely fulfilled. He'll talk to you about how to achieve a cause-directed life while still being able to support your family in some kind of a decent lifestyle. And last but not least, David Owen, a master at tackling the job search, how to create a successful job search program. I see we kind of left out the business etiquette, Dick. What happened to that one?
Second series, give them something to look forward to.
Silly me. Okay, I'll talk about it this much tonight, but that's all to give you a little teaser. All right. Character, your greatest asset when job seeking. Why do you think that's a big deal? Anybody? This is a full participation. If you don't raise hands, I have to call on you. I'll just point. Some of you have a professor in here who's going to be watching to see if the hand goes up. I don't want you to worry about your grade, but you might want to participate. Seriously, anybody? Yes, sir.
It shows who you are and it shows your values.
Okay, shows who you are and your values. Yes, sir.
Same thing.
Say again?
I was going to say the same thing.
Okay. Anybody else have a thought? Yes, ma'am.
It's when anything can go awry or problems come up, that's really all you're going to have left if everything else is going wrong.
Interesting. Okay, thank you. Did I see a hand? Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, because I think that you as a person is what gets you a job, not so much how you look on paper, but like whenever you go in for an interview and how they perceive you.
Okay, excellent. Anybody else? All right. Let's move on a little bit. Really?
Doctor, why is it so important?
Well, we're going to get into that. That's pretty much the rest of the evening.
Okay.
Okay. Let's talk about what character is, okay? I'm going to use a very simple definition, the one you see up here. Your characters, it's what you are. It's how you act. It's based on how consistently you live up to your core principles. What's the one word that comes to mind almost universally when you think of character? I can't hear you.
Morals.
I'm sorry, I still can't hear you.
Morals.
Morals, values, thank you. Anyone else?
Personality.
Okay, personality. How about integrity? When you think, when somebody tells you so-and-so has good character, isn't integrity the first word kind of that you think of? Okay. We're going to define integrity a little bit later as how consistently you live up to your core principles. Does that sound reasonable? And I say that because integrity can become very complex. It includes honesty, it includes your keeping promises, and other character traits that I'm going to break out of it because they're easier to understand rather than lumping it all under integrity and hoping everybody is on the same page. Okay, now, this is why I think character is a big deal. You are where you are now with your current grade point average and everything else primarily because of your character. And the older you get, the more your character is the sole defining cause of your status in life. I don't care if you were born dirt poor and abused. I don't care if you were born filthy rich with a silver spoon in your mouth and you were spoiled and pampered. By the time you become a grown-up, not an adult, a grown-up, someone over 21, it's your character. That's important to understand. It'll be the single greatest factor in determining your success in life. Now, by the way, if I say something you don't believe, please raise your hand and challenge it. You won't get yelled at or jumped on, or I won't make fun of you or anything. But I want you to be thinking. And if that means you want to sit there and say, I disagree, not a problem. If we can settle it quickly, we will. If we can't, I'll speak to you afterwards. But I want you to be thinking about your character your way, because I want you to succeed.